Welcome to the hardest challenge in RuneScape, Nightmare Mode. I have 1 HP, and if I take damage at any point, my account gets deleted. And the first 108 did. My goal is split up into 3 phases, and phase 1 is the world's first ever fire cape without ever taking damage. We're in a very unique position with the incoming fire cape challenge. See, since every type of food on this account is meaningless, cutting out all the usual healing supplies for a fire cape gives me a ton of prayer to work with. This is most likely the fire cape inventory I'm going for, which also puts my gear in a unique position. If I don't really need prayer bonus, I should be maximizing my ranged accuracy to make this thing go as smoothly as possible. So far, we've only really locked in 3 of our gear slots for the fire cape, but to start today off, we're going for number 4, the Ava's Accumulator. We are 1 damageless animal magnetism away from getting it. I need a few things for this quest, including 5 iron bars, which I recently tried farming at White Knights, but that went a lot slower than I expected, so instead, we're gonna buy out some bronze bars here. I need 193 bronze bars to hit 15 smithing. Should be pretty quick, like 10 minutes or so. Okay, 1 more to the collection. That is 193 bars. Time to bang a hammer a few times. Warms my heart to know that none of you doubted me on this one. 15 smithing, we can now make our own iron bars. I'm gonna go mine some, getting a bunch of extra ore because there's only a 50% chance that you make one of these into a bar. What is this luck? I've gotten 12 bars out of 15 ore. What is happening? Okay, we now have an excess of iron bars. A couple more things I need for the quest. I'm gonna knock them out quick. Morytania is a very generally scary place on this account. There are a lot of aggressive monsters just about everywhere, including the vampires. We probably have to watch out for those guys. These tortured souls out here are unaggressive, and I'm probably still gonna keep Prey Melee up, even when I run past them, because I'm so paranoid about losing this account to some freak accident that I could not have foreseen. So a little bone crusher action takes you back, doesn't it? That is 20 ecto tokens, which means we have every single thing we need for animal magnetism. It is time to get our most impactful upgrade since the rune crossbow. But first, where am I?
You're in jail, and the only way you get out is if you watch me talk about my favorite game and the sponsor of today's video, AFK Journey.
Okay.
AFK Journey has innovated on classic RPG games. It's not just an idle game, it's an ethereal fantasy RPG game with distinctive visuals, engaging gameplay mechanics, and it can be played on PC and mobile. And it's completely free to play. The world of AFK Journey feels so alive. You get to embark on a quest as Merlin, gathering heroes across 6 different factions and creating winning tactics with different teams. Reunite with AFK Arena's beloved characters and discover new ones. You can master battlefield strategies and conquer your challenges with precision.
Okay, I see.
Explore big diverse maps, solve fun puzzles, meet interesting NPCs with effortless one-handed gameplay, and collect those resources while you're AFK.
Nice.
AFK Journey's official release will allow players to get all the heroes for free, including epics, giving you a huge array of strategies, and you'll receive 200 plus free pulls by progressing through the game and completing events like the 7-day login. Head to the description and use my CD key AFK Journey 88 to get 100 diamonds and just under 19,000 golden coins to get the perfect start to your journey on iOS, Android, or PC. So what do you think? You're gonna play?
I mean, if you let me out of jail, sure. I'm gonna be running from our safe tree tile every time. We'll be running in and out of this manor multiple times during this quest. Okay, let's get our silly little backpack. Let's do this. The land that I once loved has made me a paranoid man. The melee prey is staying on this entire quest. I don't care. It's just always above my head. I mean, I can take it off here, right? Nothing's gonna hurt me in the cow pen. Gotta be wary of the vampire that wanders this farming patch. Can't be having any repeats. I reunited this beautiful couple, so I can now buy 2 undead chickens. Okay, so I have the magnet, but where are the animals? This next part of the quest was probably the most predicted way that I would die on this account. I'm not even kidding. It requires you to tank a hit from one of these undead trees, and when I originally started Nightmare Mode, I basically ruled out animal magnetism as a possibility just because of these trees. I mean, I knew things like the fly trap in Karamja dealt typeless damage, so I naturally assumed undead trees would also deal typeless damage, so finishing this quest would be a dice roll. In fact, even the wiki lists these trees trees as doing typeless damage. That's the whole reason I created the safe tree tile, because I couldn't risk running past these trees and getting hit. But I had to do my own extensive research because having animal magnetism be off limits would be such a huge blow to my gear setup. And unless I had the most unlucky testing sample of all time, I spent over 20 minutes tanking hits with and without prayer. And the result was that across 500 hits, I was only damaged without melee prayer turned on. I took this as pretty conclusive evidence that trees do not do typeless damage, and they are in fact melee based. But the paranoia was still there, even after all the testing. If I get hit by this, I will cry. No, don't click on it again! Oh my god, okay. We're gonna have to do that one more time, which sucks, but I mean, I'm like pretty confident that they are melee based, don't get me wrong. I did a lot of testing, but oh, it's just so not something I want to do. Oh, I guess I'm gonna have to get a new holy symbol because he attaches it to the axe, which I forgot about, but that shouldn't be a big deal. I have the scorpion on right click now in the monastery, so that won't happen again, and I can get another holy symbol pretty easily. If I lost 130 hours of progress to a dead tree, would you guys ever let me live it down? Okay, we get in, we get out. Come on! Why isn't it going? Wait, do I need two? No, wait, I only need one. Well, we did it twice. We did it twice for some reason. Yeah, so you got this all wrong. It's like this, I think. And in the face of no doubters, animal magnetism has been completed on nightmare mode. Dead tree didn't stand a chance. We now have such an amazing gear upgrade, and we get to save a ton of our ammo, which once we start using the rune crossbow, I'm gonna want to save as many bolts as I can. And this was a quest that I didn't think was possible when I started this series, and that feels all the better. It feels so sick to get that done. So what happens now? We're gonna keep the upgrade train rolling. There's a really easy one I haven't taken advantage of yet. We're gonna make this little oak shield here. Grab ourselves 2 cowhides, make them into hard leather. Do not underestimate the hard leather shield. 2 extra range bonus, which isn't that bad for filling a completely empty slot. I have not been paying nearly enough attention to my farming. I gotta fix that. 11 farming without ever taking damage. I have 2 main goals now, and I'm feeling really good after animal magnetism, so 61 range is the main priority. This gets me the 2 most obvious, most impactful upgrades in the game for me right now, and they're just sitting in my bank. I thought to myself, I was like, well, I could train range the normal way, somewhere faster, but why not spice things up and hunt for medium clue scrolls at guards and potentially get some really cool upgrades for the account? On my way to 61 range, we might complete a medium clue, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4? Could you imagine 5? I don't get that either. Makes no sense. Oh my god. Oh. The second I get comfortable here, dude. This was such a close call. Thankfully, I got the melee prey on the perfect tick. But this just goes to show that the second you feel comfortable and complacent in this game mode, it can all be taken away in the blink of an eye. I killed over 40 guards here before this situation happened without any problems. You can see him just go around the archery target on the last game tick, and I just lose line of sight, and it makes me walk all the way around. This did teach me a valuable lesson in that I should always test safe spots with the same range weapon I'm going to use, because the bone crossbow has a fairly short range for a crossbow. I was so traumatized by this that I said, screw the medium clue scrolls, we're not doing that. I just wanted to train my range safely, and I went back to the ogre cage like old times. Currently 56 range, we're probably about 5 or 6 hours out from getting 60, and then we'll get the huge red d'hide body upgrade. I feel so safe behind this fence, dude. This fence is my best friend now. I haven't forgotten about our 55 Slayer goal, by the way. I just think getting the red d'hide body equipped as soon as possible is gonna help a lot for that grind, and let's not forget that we get ensouled heads and seeds from these guys. I'm gonna want that prayer level as high as possible for the fire cape. If we're going into it with 27 prayer potions, every 4 prayer levels is essentially an extra 112 prayer points. 1 bonus point per dose. That's super impactful. 45 defense. I know it's much slower to be on long range, but my pre-fire cape goal on here is 60 defense. Not only is defense a great failsafe, just in case I were to make a mistake during the fire cape, but also I think it would just make me less stressed to have, you know, a safety net. I also still need to be getting my combat level up because the first good Slayer Master is at 70 combat. I'm still 8 levels away from that, so we gotta keep making progress. 57 range, 58 range, 59! You really thought I forgot about farming? Well, I did for like 10 hours, but 12 farming. Okay, on a real note, I now have 13 farming, which means I can do this Kandarin diary, and that is my game plan for getting Herblore up, because if I get 30 Herblore, I can use a ton of lamps on that skill from all the different diaries. That would skyrocket me to 38. So that is the plan. Everyone, try to hold your applause. Try to keep back your excitement from this massive milestone. 60 range done. Took a little longer than I thought, about 8+ hours, because I did a lot of this on long range, so I got 4 defense levels during this grind, which is sick. And we unlocked the red D'Hide body. I can't wait to go to the bank and get that. Just so you know how significant this is, we go from 78 range bonus to 95. This thing is literally 3 times better than the studded body. That's only going to get compounded once we start using the rune crossbow, but I still don't have any bolts for it, so 61 range isn't useful just yet. I really want to start using it. Okay, well, this is a hop world moment. I gotta go to Mage Bank, and there's literally someone. Go on? No, I'm actually good, man. Now, normally, I would have stopped coming here by now, because I have the Magic Guild now, so I can buy runes there, but you can't buy cosmic runes there, and that's mainly what I need. But while I'm here, I am going to restock on everything. I'm very glad that this place remains pretty dead. To get even more runes on this trip, I'm going to alch these rune items we got from the Calphite task, so I can buy as many as possible here. I'm going to keep 1 rune chain buddy on me. I don't know exactly what I'm going to use it for just yet, but I feel like it's good to have 1. Okay, we are fully restocked. 300 law runes. I think it's the most I've ever had, and 132 nature runes. Got some cosmic runes as well. We are chilling on runes now. I'm very happy with that. This is going to hold me over for a long time. I want to do Klein of Korend next, because I have no good way of getting to Zaya. I need to do X marks the spot for this, and then I'll unlock the Korend Castle teleport. That's going to be some nice transportation. This is like a 2-minute quest, so I'll be right back. There is one more reason that I did this quest, and I didn't want to say anything, but it's to obliterate the doubters. I'm sick of you guys. So, Slingshot Footy, you were wrong. 11 Herblore. All right, Klein of Korend time, so we can unlock this nice little teleport. I vetted this quest earlier because I was unsure about one part of it. And it got me thinking, you know, this account is at like 150+ hours survived right now, but I've already invested so much more time than that into Nightmare Mode, because what doesn't get shown is how thoroughly I'm testing and vetting everything I do, because I just can't take any chances this deep into the account. I almost just died to a guard safe spot because I didn't test it with the right tile range weapon. And it's small things like that, like one tiny oversight, one tiny little mistake is all it takes on this account, so I have to be thorough, I can't get complacent. And that does take a lot of time. This was the part I was unsure about when you activate this. Like, your character screams in agony, apparently, but that does not do damage to you, which is really great news for me. I'm just gonna take, this teleport, I guess? Should be the fastest way out of here. You guys seem to have learned your lesson since 11 Herblore, so none of you doubted me on this one. Klein of Korend completed. We can now teleport to the castle, and we get 2 little nice XP lamps, and we'll be using both of these lamps on Herblore because it's definitely the toughest thing for me to train right now. So, absolutely any XP I can get for free, 15 is beautiful. I got a bunch of ensouled heads from the Ogre grind, so I feel like now is as good a time as any to use them, and all I need are some soul runes. Technically, don't have to use the safe spot anymore, but I think I still will. It just feels right. 45 prayer, and that is Mystic Might unlocked. Essentially, the last useful prayer I will ever get on this account. Basically, the main thing to look forward to now is moving up a prayer bracket so that our prayer potion restores a little more prayer. And, you know, that's still great. I'm gonna need that for the fire cape. There's just no prayers to look forward to from here on out. Unless I can get a hand on those raid prayers without taking any damage. What do we think, guys? There's 46 prayer and retribution unlocked in case I want to make a very powerful exit on this account. That's all the ensouled heads used. Didn't quite get me to a new prayer bracket, but I'm just happy to get more prayer points no matter what, because I'm gonna have to visit this altar so many times during Slayer tasks, so The less I have to do that, the better. More farming progress. 15. I can now plant my 2 oak trees that I have. I've been waiting. I just got 16 farming. What have you done today? On a real note, though, I want to collect a bunch of these super anti-poisons. If we're going to continue doing Slayer, I'd rather have 6 minutes of poison immunity than 90 seconds. There's a nice little spawn here that I'm just going to farm up. My next task is cave crawlers, and they're super poisonous, and I kind of just don't want to be risking these tasks on like forgetting to pre-anti-poison, so this is going to make me feel a lot safer. Until we get access to a better Slayer Master, we're going to be averaging like 2 to 3 KXP per hour on the journey to 55 Slayer, which, you know, I've had worse, but we need to get to 70 combat as soon as possible to unlock a decent Slayer Master. May this oak tree grow as strong as my appreciation for all of you. Okay, most of you, you know who you are. Okay, I packed all the essentials, 2.5 hours of poison immunity. Gotta be careful for this wolf every time I come to the Fremenic Slayer Cave. That guy is a little dangerous. We're witnessing another side effect of potentially never unlocking fairy rings on here. This long walk to every Slayer Cave on this account. Hopefully I can do this task in one trip because it is like a 5-minute walk up here, but make no mistake, I will gladly walk up here like 4 times if that's what it takes. Not gonna be greedy on my prayer or anti-poison or anything. I will take my time. This task is one of many examples of how slow of a grind we're in for here. It did take me multiple trips to complete cave crawlers. This task was 22 minutes long and I gained under 600 XP. Don't get me wrong, I'm obviously gonna get better tasks soon here. I just need to build up a base of Slayer points first, and this is the best way to do it at the start. I did a couple more easy tasks that were comfortably behind gated fences, and then I got this task from Vanica. Ice Giants, can I even do that without making like 20 trips using all my prayer each time? I don't know if I can. It took me almost half an hour to find a good spot to do these Ice Giants. The Ice Plateau was obviously off limits, and the Ice Dungeon was just so inconvenient with no guaranteed safe spots, but I did find this spot just east of Catherby. The bone crossbow just barely reaches this one ice giant on a hill. So that's how I did this entire task, hopping worlds 1 ice giant at a time. It's a pretty neat spot. Super chill task at this spot all in all. I mean, we got our first 10 task point bonus, 20 points. We can almost cancel a single task, and we're getting closer to 38 Slayers, so we made some progress. We also got a Ranar Seed and some Ensouled Heads, so solid task. I went around completing a couple more easy tasks here and there, and then I got this one. Oh, that's so many. Ice Warriors, is that a game over? Do I have to reset for this one? I don't think there are any guaranteed safe spots on this, but I'll have to look into it. Once again, it was time to head to the lab. I tried everything to find a good safe spot for Ice Warriors. After failing to find anything reliable in the Ice Dungeon, I went to the same spot I killed those Ice Giants in and tried to do the same thing to these Ice Warriors on the hill. I tried to find a reliable way to lose aggro and kill them from the center of the mountain. I tried below the mountain, but the range just doesn't work. And after nearly an hour of testing things, I found this. The bone crossbow once again just barely reaches one of the Ice Warriors from this exact tile on the opposite side of the mountain. I didn't even know you could walk to this tile. Okay, I'm gonna have this ugly little aggression boundary thing on because I really need to know when I lose aggro here. I don't want to risk anything. Okay, I want to walk down here, make sure I get this boundary in it so I can de-aggro all the wolves over here, and now we run up the hill behind the tree, and nothing can really touch me once I get up there. Also, our prayer bonus is so good. I know I talk about it a lot, but okay, now we should be good. I should lose aggro to all of those wolves in the next 10 minutes, and now we can just chill here. Okay, let's get into our range gear, and I can only attack one of these Ice Warriors, and I kind of have to wait for him to get to the position that I want him in, because I'm basically going to be spawn camping him the entire time. This is pretty overdue, because I've been on long range the entire time, basically. 61 range, our rune crossbow is waiting for us in the bank. I just need to get some good bolts for it, and that's literally exactly what I'm working towards. Thanks to the respawn time of 18 seconds, this was a 2-hour task, but nonetheless, we got it done, and we got it done safely. That's the important thing. That is another task done. Nice to know this is one I can do again if need be. We're gonna have to figure out many more of these quirky little safe spots in the coming weeks. I think you get the idea. We're about to lock into the longest and one of the most subtly dangerous grinds on Nightmare Mode. I have a ton of very precise and delicate work ahead of me if I want to hit 55 Slayer without making a single mistake, get bolts for the crossbow, and get a fire cape most importantly. So expect videos to take a bit longer from here on out. I'll see you next time on Nightmare Mode. Thank you so much for watching.